Happy Self Love Sunday. I am Moe Sass, the host of Self Love Sundays with Sass. I am a certified life coach who likes to consider herself an aide in the village that walks alongside people in their journey to become who they so desperately desire. And I hope that you know that every single Sunday when you come here, for those of you who continue to come back and for those of you who are new, that you can absolutely have, be, or do anything you desire in this world. I cannot believe, and I always come here, I'm like, I can't believe, like, time is flying, y'all. It's like August is like in the middle of August already. Like, it's just time is flying. And what that's saying to me is, it's time. It's saying to me, it's time. See, are you ready to step into the new season of your life? Oh my, because here's, if you are waiting for January, a new year to do a new thing, let me stop you. Let me stop you and tell you the time is right here and right now. The time is right here, right now, in this present moment. You get to make a decision right here, right now, and to say, I'm ready to step into the new season of my life. And here's the thing, sometimes we don't know, right? We're like, what? Like, how do I know, if it's time or if it's something, new for me to do? Here's the thing, evaluate how you are in the present moment. What do I mean by that? Yeah, if you're starting to notice that the people you're around or the places you're around or the things you used to do just don't interest you no more. Like if you feel like this pull, like I just don't want to be here no more. I just don't want to watch this show anymore. I just don't want to be in that environment anymore. I just don't want to be around this group of people anymore. You start to feel that pull or that gravitation, it's a sign. Also, if you're being pushed, if when you were in a certain place you felt happy, it was all good, and now you feel like this angst, this push, this negativity, this down feeling, it's a sign. It's a sign. It's a sign. It's time for change. It's time for growth. And here's what happens when it's time for change. And let me tell you something. I keep it real when I come here. I don't like to front for anybody, okay? When I talk to you, I talk to me, okay? And so I work with many clients, and we've had this discussion because the mind is so negative. The moment we think about change, the moment we think about, oh my God, it's time for me to go to the next level of my life, instantly fear kicks in. Instantly fear of loss of those people, loss of those places, loss of those things, as if there's not something greater waiting for you. As if there's not something greater waiting for you. The thing is, you have to understand this. Everybody, every place, everything cannot go where you're going. It can't go where you're going. So you're starting to feel these things. You're starting to feel these. And I've been feeling this about the collective for a minute. Because right now it's an awakening happening. Oh, it's an awakening happening. My healers are being, it's like, okay, what is going on? I'm feeling these things. I'm doing this thing. And it's happened to me too. So people are feeling this shift. It's a shift. And what's happening is, instead of stepping into it, saying that there's something greater, my life, my purpose is calling me. It's time for me to step into it. It was never on the outside or with an external source. It was always within me anyway. So my soul is like, listen, it's time. It's time. It's time for me to move. It's time for me to get away from that person. It's time for me to stop the gossip. It's time for me to turn off the TV and grab a book. It's time for me to move. And here's the thing too, if you start to feel like you're in isolation, like, okay, I really just don't want to be outside, or I just don't want to be in a place. It's not isolation, it's preparation. Let me tell you that. It's preparation, baby. It's preparation. Your higher calling, your higher spirit, and I'm always say this, I always start with this, I don't care what you call it. I will never sit in front of anyone and pretend that of who I call my God is Jesus Christ. I will always say that's me. But I'm not telling you when you come to watch me that that's who you have to follow. What I'm saying to you is get in tune with your higher spirit. Whoever you call your God. Buddha, Allah. My girlfriend was laughing at me the other day because she was like, girl, a tree. Yes, some people say that tree. I don't care. I don't care. What I'm telling you is, if your soul is awakening and it's time and it's calling you to something, it's calling you to something higher, tap into it. Don't run away from it. Because your life of your dreams, that love you dream about, that career you dream about, that financial stability you dream about is on the other side of it. It's on the other side of it. So you have to tap into it. It's time. So here, I always say this too. If you're listening to me, if you're hearing the sound of my voice, that means you are a healer. You're being called for something. There's something that you must do. There's something you're being led to do. There's something you're being led to from in some form of creativity. It's something that you do and you do well and you do it easy. Right? So here, I'll give you a prime example. Okay. I always say that the way that I love, I was born with that. Like it's just my ways of being. It's just who I've been. I do it with effortless ease. People can walk in and I can have a conversation with them and things shift and things change because I say I'm a vocabulary changer. Change your perspective, change your thoughts, you change your life, right? But it comes easy for me. Everybody can't do that, right? Everybody can't do that. My daughter, who does, I used to do all-star cheer. The way she tumbles, the way she does those flips, I can't do that. It comes naturally for her. I mean, don't get it twisted. She develops her gift as I develop mine through courses, through investing in myself, to going to seminars, to listening to positive things every single morning without fail, right? I develop them, but it still comes naturally for me. Just like that came naturally for her. All-star cheering, right? It's what you do naturally. But the thing is, you're so busy looking at an outside source and an outside person and an outside thing to validate you, to give you permission, instead of just leaning into it. Leaning into it. It's time. It is not on December 31st. It's not on January 1st. It's now. It's now. It's right now. And here's the thing. Your old thought patterns, your old belief systems, your old ways of being, they can't go where you're about to go. That's why you're feeling the shift. That's why it doesn't fit anymore. They can't go where you're going. They can't. So while you're in the season of preparation, which may feel heavy, so in season of preparation for me, I'm gonna tell you when I know, because I feel that isolation like right now, like it's like an isolation, but at the same token, I'm being called to be in different trainings and to read different books. I'm being guided. I'm listening to my intuition. I'm listening to that inner being, that inner soul, that inner knowing that says, pick up the phone and call that person. Go look at that thing. Read that book. I'm not shying away from it. I'm stepping into it with a humble curiosity. And that's what you have to do. Get curious about it. Why am I feeling that way? Why am I thinking that thought? Sit with it. Colette Baron Reed said, let it percolate. That means sit with it for a minute. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Sometimes when things come, I don't sit with it for a minute. I just instantly react, right? But here's the thing. I go through it first so I can come and tell you not to do that. Okay? People don't do that. Sit with it for a second. Sit with it for a minute. Because if you have a large calling on your life, I need for you to hear me. If you have a large calling on your life, there's going to be some negative forces and negative entities that's going to come. They're going to come hard. And they're going to come hard and fast. And they're going to strip some things away. It's going to move some things. And it's everything. It's going to feel like your world is like topsy-turvy and upside down. And you're like, why me? And I'm going to need you to change that. I'm going to need you to say, why me? And say, why not me? I want you to look at it and say, okay, I'm being prepared for something bigger and something greater. If something strips and something moves, that means something bigger and better is coming in. And let me tell you something. Every time that negativity comes and it hits you, and they want to hit you with an uppercut, I want you to be here with it. Like, just bring it. Just bring it. But here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I'm sorry, y'all, because some of y'all just hear me. I get excited, y'all. I get excited. Some of y'all just hearing the sound of my voice. You're not seeing the video. And what I'm doing is I'm actually doing the movements of the uppercut and I'm bobbing and weaving. I'm bobbing and weaving because here's why. Every time those uppercut comes, I want you to dive into your higher power and your faith and say, I can do all things. I'm powerful. I can do all things. I'm an overcomer. No matter what you bring my way, no matter what you throw my way, I will not break. I'm telling you, if you develop that attitude and speak life over it, instead of going to that victim mode, and let me tell you what I mean about a victim. A victim to me is a person that feels that they don't have a choice. Like, you don't have a choice. This is just happening to me. They did this thing to me. They did that. They made me do this. You are not a victim. You get to make a choice. And I like to say this for clarity. As a child coming up, we didn't get to make many choices. The choices were made for us. We had no control over anything that was really guiding us. It happened as we were young, right? But once you become an adult, you get to make a decision. You get to choose. You get to decide. I am no longer going to do that thing with that person. Go here. I'm not doing any toxic shit anymore. I'm sorry, I cuss a little bit. I'm not doing any toxic things anymore. I'm not speaking toxic language anymore. I'm not going there anymore. I get to decide. Because here's the thing. If you knew me 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you wouldn't believe I'm the same person that's sitting in front of you today. So what happened to me? What happened? I'm the Tarnisha Sass. I still exist. Most of everybody call me Mo. Hey y'all. I didn't shift. I mean, in terms of like, I'm not a new person. It wasn't like, I just automatically just became something new. No, I made a decision. I made a choice. I don't want to live that way anymore. I made a decision and a choice to say, I'm going to go after my dreams with a vengeance. I made a choice and a decision to say, I no longer want to be that kind of mother. I no longer want to be that kind of friend. I no longer want to be that type of daughter. I no longer want to be truly of the world. I'm going to live in it, but I'm going to tap into my higher spirit and my higher calling, and that's where I'm going. I made a decision. I chose me above all things. I chose me. I made a choice. And you get to make a choice, decide to say, listen, it's time. It's time for me to move into my new season so I can live my purpose. When you live your purpose and your dreams, it feels so good. You wake up in the morning with a different feeling. And it doesn't mean that life isn't happening. Life is, let me tell you, I'm going to just give y'all a real good picture because I'm real in here. Just the other day, I was on my knees. Just the other day, I was on my knees. And I was crying profusely. The attack was large. The attack was hard. And I was hit with my greatest fear. My greatest fear. I was hit with it. And it was huge. And I thank God every single day that I have my grandmother still in my life, my father's mother, because instantly I knew to call my grandmother, right? Call my grandmother. It's amazing how grown we get, but we call on my mamas and our grandmamas real quick, right? So instantly I knew to call on my grandmother. And I was so thankful that she was there for me. But she helped me understand the same thing I'm about to help you understand. The greater your calling, the greater the attack. But you have to know. You have to know who to call on. You have to know who to call on, honey. The first thing I did, I'm going to tell y'all right now, the first thing I did was grab my Bible. I'm not going to front for nobody. The first thing, you have to know who to call on. The first thing I did was grab my Bible, and I instantly was in the verse, and I was rocking and crying and read my Bible. I ain't going to lie, y'all. I really was. The second thing I did was I messaged the people who I knew. It was like instantly Spirit told me, listen, you need to mess them and have them pray without ceasing. Okay. And I did that. And that's the thing. When your spirit is speaking to you, don't be afraid of it. You can ask, who's it speaking? They have to answer. Okay. Literally, they have to answer. You will know who it is that's speaking. You will know that it's not of ego because it's leading you to love. It's leading you to light. When I'm calling on those people, those are the people who are of love. Those are people who I'm telling you are straight anointed. Love is the highest frequency, and I know who to call. I knew instantly. So that's how you know the difference too. If it's telling you to go grab a bottle of liquor, if it's telling you to go grab a cigarette, if it's telling you to go grab a drug, if it's telling you to go to something negative, that ain't it. But if it's telling you to reach out to something that's going to bring you peace in your spirit, peace in your mind, and peace in your heart, that's how you know it's of a higher calling. So listen, it was like, listen, message these people and tell them to pray without ceasing. I did that, right? Then it was like, call your grandmother. Call your grandmother. And I'm laughing because today I can laugh about it, but I was on my knees crying. And I had to, I was telling my grandmother some things. I was confessing some things to her. And she said, oh, I know what this is. I love my grandmother. She said, oh, I know what this is. This is the enemy trying to attack you with your greatest fear, because he knows you're about to walk into a season of your life that if you truly step into it, if you truly follow it, if you truly listen, you're going to be so great. So great. So great. And he don't want to see you there. He don't want to see you win. So that's what I'm telling y'all. I need y'all to feel me for a second. So when you're around those negative people who are telling you those negative things, who are gossiping and just talking about people and keeping you on that low vibrant frequency, and you have a choice to get out of it, I'm telling you, it's because there's a calling on your life. But if I can keep you over here, and if I can keep you distracted, if I can keep you watching the TV, if I can keep you drinking it in the club, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, because I ain't gonna sit up here in front. I drinks my wines, okay? However, comma, and I step into my higher calling first. I every single morning I listen to positive things first. I feel my spirit first. I listen to God first, my God, okay? First. Understand that. Understand, I'm a real human being. I mess up. I'm not perfect, and I'm not talking about perfection here today, y'all. Perfection is boring. Every time I mess it up, I get an opportunity to clean it up, and I get an opportunity to show the people who are in my life that as long as you stay rooted in your God's word, that you can get better. You can better your best. You can better your best. So let me get back to it, y'all. So my grandmother was like, she was in Costco, y'all. She was in Costco, right? She said, oh no, she called me Momo. I got to go pray for my Momo. So she I can hear her on the phone while I'm crying, y'all. I'm crying. I'm rocking back and forth. I'm crying. And she's like, and she pulls it. I can hear her telling people, excuse me, excuse me. And she starts praying instantly, right? She's praying for me. She's praying for me. Well, as she's praying for me, I get lighter and I get lighter and I get lighter and I get lighter and I get lighter. And the thing was, I had to really understand what was going on. I needed to gain clarity. So I'm gonna tell you my initial mistake, and I'm gonna tell you this because I don't want you to operate in this way. Sometimes you go with what you feel. But what happened was, when it initially happened, I had a knee-jerk reaction, and I just made a phone call, and I was saying all these things because I really wasn't understanding what was happening, right? So I just had like a knee-jerk reaction instead of sitting back, letting it percolate, right? Making the phone calls I need to make in terms of who to pray for me. I gotta stop right there. Can y'all please stop getting on this social media? Can y'all please stop getting on social media and so I'm asking people to pray for you? You don't know who those people pray to. You don't know who they pray to. You don't even know what they praying about. They could be praying for your downfall because they know you need prayers. I need for you. This is what I'm talking about when I say it's time. It's the always a be and have to go. I'm gonna need you to tap into who your spirit team is. Those people who you know. I call it Buddha, call it Allah. I don't know that you know that they have a direct line and a direct anointing, right? That can help lift that spirit, that negative thing off you and lead you into love and light. I'm gonna need you to get there, okay? Because everybody that's in that internet that's out there ain't for you, boo. They not for you. If you in need of prayer, I'm gonna need you to know who to go to. And I thank God for my grandmother. But if you have a praying grandmother, I'm gonna need you to pick up the phone and call her, okay? I'm just saying, y'all everybody's so willy-nilly out here in this social media. Stop doing it. And I'm even talking about with me. Listen, I do a lot of things. I'm on TikTok. I do things. I come here and do things. I'm not telling you to follow me. I'm telling you to follow your higher power, your higher calling, and that's the difference. That's the difference. Now, I am a certified life coach, and if you want to come and you want to talk about how to walk through, and so this can be your ways of being, and you can step into your new, info@mosass.com. Here's the thing, but if you never don't, that's all right by me. That's all right by me. I'm not here for that. This is my purpose, baby. This is my purpose. Now, what I will do, if you do decide to pick up the phone and email me or to call me or whatever, once you email me, I will give you my number. I just don't give it out all over every platform. I will help you learn some of the things that I did to step into my greatness, to know the difference between what I'm hearing and I'm feeling, right? Because feelings are valid, but they're not fact. That's why we can't act on our feelings and emotions, right? Because they're valid, but they're not fact. So we have to take a step back, right? So some of the things, I just want to give you some really quick tips, right? So in case you decide like, all right, Mo, I don't know. I just want to sit with myself. I'm not really sure, if I want to talk to you, it's okay. Here's the thing. The first thing I want you to do is tap into your higher power. You're going to always hear me say that. Tap into your higher power. The second thing I want you to do is get into meditation and stillness, because how can you ever hear if you're always busy? Okay? If you're always busy in their business and somebody else's business, I'm gonna need you to mind the business that pays you and get into that, okay? Which is you. All right? The third thing is start healing. Start working on your healing. Deal with those triggers, baby, because they're yours. We gotta stop pointing the finger. Well, they did this and they did that, and you're not a victim. You get to make a choice. The choice to work on your healing. You get the choice of whether to pick up the phone and say, oh, maybe I need to talk to a therapist about this trauma because it's a little deep. Or you get a chance to pick up the phone and say, you know what, let me message Moe. I want to learn how to walk through these steps diligently so I can get to my purpose, because things have shifted in my life and I do feel different and I don't feel the same and I don't want to be in those same places no more and I don't want to do those old things no more. And I want to learn different ways of being, right? I want to actually set my sights on my vision. And if you don't have a vision for your life, get one. If you don't have a vision for your life, you do need to reach out to me. Okay? So we can talk about the ways of being that you can step into that vision. All right? The next thing I want you to do is every single morning set the intention to listen to something positive. Start your morning off with setting yourself up for success. The old ways of being can't go no more. That means the old way you wake up, you can't do that no more, baby. Don't wake up with that stuff heavy on your spirit. Wake up with gratitude. Thank you for waking me up this morning. Wake up with a humble curiosity. What can I learn today? Make sure you're teachable. So that way when spirit tries to talk to you, you can walk into your calling. If you know everything, then guess what? You can't learn nothing. And if you can't learn anything, honey, you the part of the walking dead. Because when we stop learning, that's death. Okay? And I want you to start to gravitate to your spirit team. That means that you just have to put yourself in different rooms, baby. If you start feeling those old rooms are no longer serve you, start to put yourself in different rooms. And there are some great programs out there. And if you want to know about some of them, message me and I'll send it to you. I keep telling y'all, I'm not telling you that you have to come to me because you want to work with me. If you don't want to work with me, cool. I know plenty of people out there because my job is to heal the healers. And what that means is that you may not necessarily work with me. We may not be a fit, but that still doesn't mean that you don't get to heal. So I'll help drive you to wherever that is you need to be. Okay? It's bigger. Well, let me tell you, it's bigger than money, y'all. It's bigger than money with me, but I'm not gonna get into that right now because I don't want this to go too much longer. The other thing is we talked about that, and I'm sorry, y'all. I had to look at my notes. And here's don't give up before the miracle happens. If you have a higher calling on your life, it's gonna pull at your mental. It's gonna pull at your physical. It's gonna pull at your soul. Mind, body, soul. Get yourself ready. Start preparing yourself. Start working out, right? Move your body. Be grateful that it does move, because that person who can't move their body wants yours, okay? You sitting up there looking at it like, I don't like my cellulite, I don't like this. Let me tell you something. The person who don't have their limbs anymore, or the person who can't move their limbs anymore, is dying to have what you have. So I'm going to need you to love it, okay? I'm going to need you to get with your mind those positive things in the morning. When you feel a negative thought coming on, I'm going to need you to combat it with 3 positive. For example, you know what? I hate my body. I'm going to need you to say, I love my body. I am healed. I'm blessed. I'm whole. I'm beautiful. Okay. Speak life over yourself. I am is powerful. All right. I'm going to need you to do that. All right. And believe. Listen, the magic is believing. The magic is believing. Believing that it's something greater. Believing that this attack is temporary. All things are temporary. The storm don't last always, baby. Right now, if you're going through a storm, it's not going to last. It's not going to last. You just have to make the choice that I'm not going to sit in that. Why me? Forget why me? Why not me? Well, you know what? Because it's coming, because there's something great that I need to go do. And the enemy is scared when I walk in my power and I stand in my power. The enemy is afraid when I say I can do all things. I can do all things. Okay? Through Christ that strengthens me. I'm gonna say the whole thing because that's me. But that's you. Listen, if you don't believe in that, that's cool. If you look at the tree, I can do all things if I stay rooted and planted in the Word. How about that? Okay? I'm gonna need y'all to get there. And be the miracle. So as you are blessed, bless somebody else. And I'm not talking about giving people money. Teach a man how to fish. That means give them wisdom. Give them wisdom. When I come and sit here every single day, I'm giving y'all my nuggets. I'm giving this away freely. I'm giving this content away. Be the miracle. Be the miracle. Be the miracle. Forgive. Forgive so that you can move out of that mental prison, so you can get to where you need to go. Somebody need to hear that today. It's time for you to forgive yourself. The reason why you're still trapped in those old ways of being and with those old people and those old thoughts, because you haven't forgiven yourself. You don't even understand just how beautiful and powerful you are. I'm going to need you to get there. I'm going to need you to get there because it's time. We got work to do. We got a world to heal. Stop waiting on governments and everybody else. They're not going to fix it. You are. When you step into your calling, when you step into your purpose. But you got to step away from the negativity. You got to get prepared. Turn the TV off, son, and get into a book. Okay? I need you to get in you, start developing yourself. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate effectively. Learn how to speak your truth and not your trauma. Because every time you open up your mouth, you show the world who you really are, baby. And show them your greatness. Show them your excellence. Show them your power. Don't show them your lack, your scarcity, your fears. I need you to stand up and step in. All right? And if you want to learn how to get there because you just don't know how to get started, info@Moe Sass. And I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Sunday. You can follow me on Life Coaching with just a W, Sass, Sass, on Instagram and Facebook. And I hope you just have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. I'll see you next week.